Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast episode 288. Have a bunch of people here tonight talk about quite a few things. One thing just exploded online today, so I even saw some people in that Discord Evan asking if we were going to talk about it. So we do have the Bayonetta 3 controversy stuff to go over. I threw in the Gotham Knights stuff because it was interesting, since that is a game technically coming up here in a week. Wow, that is coming up really soon. And unfortunately, I am someone who is looking forward to that game. So okay. And then we had the CMA, Xbox, PlayStation stuff that had some interesting quotes in there, even some jabs at Nintendo. And Scorn came out. So I thought we would. Max did play through it, reviewed it, and all this. I started it up. I have about 5 minutes on the clock here for it. So I can give you my immediate impressions as to what I think of it. So we'll go over all of that. Let me start here, though, let me go to Jordan. Jordan, how we doing?
I'm doing good. Glad to be here. Big night.
Have Jordan here. Good to have Jordan here. We got Max, Dreamcast guy.
Hello. I'm scorned up, baby.
Yeah, so we got Max for like 30 minutes. So we'll jump to Scorn as soon as we get through these and go through that. We have OJ Player Essence.
What up?
Holding up the pre-show.
Yeah, pre-show was lit, man. Shout outs, broke another record. Damn near like almost 600 people. So it was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Pretty cool. Thanks for everybody that came out. And I'm looking forward to
rolling towards that 100K mark.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty close.
You got like giveaway or something going, right, for that?
Yeah, for all the people that cancel the pre-orders, you can win a copy from me from Bayonetta 3. So if you cancel your pre-order, feel free to enter my contest to win a copy.
The loophole. A loophole. I like it.
Loopholes.
Let's go over here to Sean, RGT.
Hello.
Got the after show tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, YouTube, the Steam video I did about the questionable games, YouTube put an age restriction on that.
As they should.
Really? Wow. I'm surprised.
I didn't show anything questionable. I just showed video
subject matter.
You showed the dark side of Steam.
Well, people need to know.
Gabe Newell put that restriction himself on there, by the way.
I bet he did. He seems like the type.
You should do that same video for the Switch. You could do it. You just scroll about 12 columns and you're good.
I don't want to get another age restriction on there. You don't make money.
Hey, we'll talk. The CMA says you shouldn't. We'll go over that. All right, don't worry.
About the friends you make along the way, not the money, Sean.
Yeah.
Is it? Is it though?
Is it? Yeah. We also have Nate the 8.
Yes, I'm watching the Yankees and the Guardians.
Nate is here.
Hey, who's the
Yankees and Guardians?
They used to be the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
Oh,
they got bullied and changed their name. Yeah.
Oh, they got bullied like Washington, the Commanders. Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Yep. But okay, cool. So the Yankees. Okay, good. Shout out to the Phillies, of course.
That's like the first Philly game you watched all
Shout outs
year.
to the Mariners.
No,
you guys. The Mariners,
I was telling you about the Phillies early in the year, and you're making fun of them. Now look, what now?
How many games you watched
passed
this
up
year?
the Mets. They passed up I think I've watched like probably 83 on the nose.
Bullshit.
Exactly 83. No, I usually have them on in the background when I'm doing stuff on the TV here because we get all the games for the Phillies. Let's get the Orioles games too. I think the Nationals. I think those are the 3 teams we get here.
Does anybody have like Sunday ticket? Is that good? Yeah,
I don't. I'm waiting for them because the NFL keeps messing around with the idea of them getting away from that. I kind of wonder if they're going to break off that and go with Amazon or somebody else.
I want that. I just want that so I can just like watch it without.
Yeah, I'm hoping. But yeah, hey Nate, you never know. The Yankees and the Phillies could meet in the World Series at this point. There's not many teams left, so
Mariners.
Well, the Mariners need to finish their game with the Astros. They're in the 15th inning.
Oh my gosh, what?
No team wants to win.
If the Mariners win the World Series, I'm going to be a fan again, so it's all good.
We'll start tonight with a Discord question, Evan.
All right. Which system has a better startup, OG Xbox or OG PlayStation?
That's hard.
Oh, PS1.
I think
the PS1 does have that iconic noise right in the beginning, that bass hit, but I don't know, the Xbox was pretty impressive. It looked like it was coming out of a factory or something when it turned on. It's like, whoa, what is this?
You guys
want
that
faster.
Everyone's faster.
No, but the PS1 boot up.
I want to play a game.
You just knew that like Jet Moto was coming. You knew Crash was coming. You just it just hit, man. I don't know. There's something about it.
Okay. Have you got another one?
Thoughts on if Sony wouldn't have to worry about losing Call of Duty if they'd stop remaking 2-year-old IPs and instead focus on a new IP or reviving 20-year-old IPs?
I like to just get a question that it sounds like the person's mad when they typed it.
That's like half of these that I keep getting.
I mean, I think Sony's gonna make some stuff to compete with Call of Duty. It's just not ready and they're stalling. That's all. Well, I mean, we'll be touching on that soon, but that's my take on the whole thing. Let's start with Scorn. All right, so Scorn came out this week. Max, you did a review on it.
Yeah.
And I think you might be one of the only people here that played. I played, like I said, I got 5 minutes on the clock here. I heard it's like 5 hours long, so I might actually just go through it for morbid curiosity's sake.
I have like 15 minutes.
Oh, I thought you were about to say 15 hours. Like, wow, Nate's on it.
I turned it on earlier today, and then was like, I don't feel like playing you right now.
It took me 8 hours. It took some reviewers beat it in 4. Some people beat it in 5. I had 2 glitched save files where I got stuck at 1 health and hit an autosave and just kept dying over and over again. And I just decided to try and play it. So it would auto checkpoint when I was at 1 health near an enemy. So I just kept trying to duck and run past them till eventually I could. And I got stuck towards the end at a puzzle where I couldn't tell what that guy was doing.
Does it mark autosave? Does it mark autosave when you're walking or going through? It doesn't tell you just got an autosave point. Oh,
no, it doesn't do anything. So sometimes you'll even the last half of the game, you basically have this big master key that keeps getting upgraded. It has these little dots on it. It's like a remote control to doors. And you would expect that every time you go up to another tier, you'd auto checkpoint, but you don't. So whenever I got number 4, if somebody's dumb enough to play this game, when I got key 4, I upgraded it, and there's a swarm of monsters that fell atop me, and I died, and it put me back like 10 minutes, and I had to redo that entire fight like 7 times.
Weird.
The game is beautiful, but I think it wants to be survival horror. But as a survival horror fan, part of that is about being able to pick your fights, knowing when to run or to dodge or to conserve. The game is so tiny that you can't dodge anything. So it becomes very frustrating where it's like, all right, here's 5 enemies, and you pretty much 100% of the time have to kill all 5. And if you miss your shots, you're just dead. I don't know.
Yeah, visually speaking, when I turn it on and just start going through it, I mean, it does seem like there's a lot of atmosphere to it. So at least I guess it has that, even if it is a kind of a slow grind. I guess Myst, kind of.
Yeah, it feels like Myst with it feels like it wanted to be Doom. It feels like they probably made, and I said this in my video where I gave it a 4 out of 10. It feels like they made all of like Myst with an alien vibe that's really good, and then somebody was like, oh, we should try and throw some Doom in there because the combat is terrible. I think the puzzles are a little bit too vague as well, but I have no problem with the puzzles. My biggest issue is like, man, that forced combat is grating.
Metacritic sitting at a 72.
That's ridiculous.
Really? Oh, see, I think I said mid to low 70s. I feel like I did. I think that was my guess. Because everyone else was telling me 50s. I think, Sean, you said 50 something.
Should be.
You play it yet, Sean?
No, I don't. I'm not going to waste my time with nonsense.
You were burying this game in one of your videos.
It stinks.
How can you make that declaration without playing it?
Because you could tell if a game is garbage.
You just don't like that opening trailer when that thing was dripping on screen.
The drippy dick?
That bothered you.
Remind you of something? Remind you of yourself when you look in the mirror there, Sean?
You'll know. You'll know, I'd say 30 minutes of the game if you like it or not, Sean.
Yeah, since there's a 0 combat for that first hour. If you make it through that first hour, you can probably beat the game.
0 combat. How many guns are there?
There's 4 guns, but I don't really count the last one. The last thing you get is a grenade launcher that gets glued to you, so it doesn't feel optional. The other guns are optional. The grenade launcher is like for puzzles.
Okay. It was kind of being shown to me as something a bit different than what it ended up. Maybe I was expecting a bit more action out of it.
I'll play it right now.
There you go. All right, Sean's in.
You should.
Sean's in.
If you play, I've been playing pretty much everything I can on Steam Deck. I've been playing Elden Ring and Spider-Man and everything on my Steam Deck because I'm working on a video, and I even played quite a bit of Scorn on Steam Deck. And man, that game looks so good. It's so optimized, but man, it just is boring as hell.
Okay. Well, unfortunate. Everyone had high hopes for Scorn, right? There you go. Nate, how far you gonna play through this thing?
I mean, I don't know if I'll play through. It's going to depend on if the game grabs me
5
or
hours.
not, and if like it's going to depend on the progression of the game and if it keeps me intrigued to go through the entire 5-hour duration. And I mean, I haven't put in enough time to see if it's going to grab me yet. Maybe tomorrow I'll sit down with it a little longer and see if it, keeps me entranced. But I mean,
It's 5 hours.
I want to see the visuals. I want to see if it was really that impressive. So that's why I booted it up today. And yeah, from what I've seen of the game in my handful of minutes, it is graphically impressive. But I'm just not sure about the artistic aesthetic, if it's going to really appeal to me for the long, the duration of the game.
Okay. Well, we'll reconvene next week on this, I'm sure. Talk all about Scorn, how far we made it through. It's 5 hours. That's like the first mission and a half in Death Stranding, and neither of them have combat apparently. So there you go. We'll get through it. Okay, let's go. Evan, you got another Discord question?
What's the most popular or iconic game that you have never played?
Oh, popular iconic game. I'm gonna say that I've never played. I played that game like twice. I was gonna say Overwatch because I barely played that game at all.
I don't think I ever played Overwatch.
I played it twice.
I never played Team Fortress 2, like those games.
Oh, okay.
So,
I played
a little
Team
bit.
Fortress 2.
I'm looking at my wall. I mean, it'd probably have to be a sports game. Even the most popular, famous Madden. I've never played any sports game ever.
Really? Because I played all those too.
You never played like Madden? You never played Madden?
Not a single time. I actually don't know the rules of football.
Okay, you kick the ball. That's the first thing that you do.
Well, I know that, and you go 10 yards to first down, and I know that if you drop the ball, it's called a fumble, but that's about it.
I was making a stupid joke with soccer, but it's okay.
Oh yeah, because I don't even know.
I mean, that's not bad.
I was looking at the list. Okay. I never played PUBG Battlegrounds.
Really?
Yep, I
I've
never played
played
it.
it
I don't like the battle royale games. Just weren't doing it for me in the beginning. I didn't really care too much. And Fortnite came around and I gave it a shot then. So I kind of skipped right by PUBG. Also, it was only on PC at the time, and I wasn't really playing a lot of PC stuff then when it dropped at first.
I never
Fortnite's
played
better
the
than
first,
PUBG though, right?
the first Half-Life.
Fortnite, I think Fortnite is. What'd you say,
Fortnite's
Sean?
better.
I never played the first Half-Life.
Interesting. Really? Dude, you should get that on the PS2 and play through it.
Or
No.
play it
Is
on
it
the
on
Steam Deck?
Steam Deck?
Yeah, Steam Deck. There's a great fan remake called Black Mesa. That's fantastic. Black
Ooh.
Mesa.
Yeah, dude, play it on your Steam Deck.
No.
It's great, man.
It's a really good game.
Or personally, I love the Dreamcast version, although the save files are a little glitchy.
Did you play Half-Life 2?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I mean, the original Half-Life was just that benchmark for kind of that first-person shooter cinematic story type game. Okay. You got another one, Evan?
Which maybe next year trope do you see most likely for 2023? A Switch revision, Xbox games actually coming out, or the PS5 being in stock?
Well, the PS5 is kind of already coming back in stock. I think by the first quarter of next year, PS5s will be able to get them. I think they won't be an issue at all. I think the Xbox will be the same way. There will be Xbox games next year because I think Turn 10 will at least deliver on Forza and yeah, right. So there will be an Xbox game next year. The Switch hardware is the one I can't definitively say that'll happen.
Got to ask Mochizuki.
There we go. All right. I'd like to think it will, because by the end of 2023, we'll be 6 3/4 of the way through, 6 3/4 years into the Switch's life. So might be time, just an idea. Let's go over to the Bayonetta 3 controversy.
Yeah.
So this was an interesting one because it popped up, and as soon as it did, I probably got, I want to say like 8 or 9 messages to me on Twitter, like direct messages, just sending this to me. And at the time, it had maybe 500 likes, so it was like almost immediately when it went up. But this is from the original Bayonetta actress, Helena Taylor, who one, two, three. Was that 4 videos that she posted about this?
3, I think.
Three. 1, 2, 3. 3 part. Okay, I see it. Three videos that were posted here about the situation where she was offered an undisclosed amount, and then she apparently contacted Hideki Kamiya with a letter, and then he wrote back to her with a new amount that was the $4,000 that's been mentioned here, according to her story. And it was turned down because she said it was insulting, and it was to essentially voice Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3. At the time, right now, of this podcast, it has 2.7 million more views on just that first video than Bayonetta 3's opening trailer.
Jesus.
It's coming up on 6 million views already on this.
God damn, when I did my video earlier, it only had 2 million.
Yeah, it's at 5.7 million views on it. We have, as OJ just said,
TMZ caught on to it.
the mainstream is picking this thing up.
Yeah.
That was the crazy thing.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that I mean, this was gonna get spread around, but I'm surprised at how much it's spread around online currently. But in those tweets, she wasn't pulling punches. I think she mentioned she had broke NDA over this, and she name dropped Hideki Kamiya, Platinum Games. Because I assume that's who she'd be talking to at that point as they're developing and creating the game. So this stirred a ton of conversation around the voice acting scene for games and animation, all of this, and essentially the pay and all the stipulations that go along with that. But then also, obviously, the game itself, Platinum Games and Nintendo got pulled into this too. So it appears that Hideki Kamiya, he went off for a while there. He kind of lost it. I think he blocked like 100 some odd people. He was going wild,
Probably more than that.
Yeah, thousands maybe.
At the time, right now of this podcast, I believe he's still the account's just restricted. He's just gone.
Well, yeah, apparently I've seen some people say that algorithmically, if you block too many hundreds of people in an hour, it assumes that your account is under attack or glitched or something. So they make it so that people have to like click a warning to even look at your account. So that's why if you go to his account, you have to be like, I agree to look at this account.
So he went down swinging. He was on his way out, just blocking left, right. By the way, Kamiya, he hasn't blocked me yet. Again, he's blocked me 4 times and unblocked me all 4 times.
Bro, I caught a stray because I've never even talked to this dude. I got blocked. I got unblocked because I asked a friend to unblock me, and then all of a sudden, like 2 years ago, randomly, I don't tag him, I don't talk to him, and all of a sudden I was just blocked. I'm like, bro, come on.
I think he just randomly unblocks people because I've never talked to the guy ever, and I just sometimes it'll say he's blocked me, and then a month later we're talking about something with Platinum, and I look and I'm unblocked, and then it's very weird. I don't know, but for a while there I was messaging it. I was replying and messing with him a bit because I know he's a troll on Twitter, and I think when he sees English text come up, he's just like block. He has one English text in his feed or whatnot. So that's fine. And then I think when they did the Wonderful 101 stuff, he sold people an unblock basically as one of the tiers. So if he blocked you, you could pay and he would unblock you. But I remember they did Sean, you remember this? They did a funding thing for it, where they went around and they picked up spots on channels. And I think he also went through and unblocked some people doing that, probably because he wanted to see him. Maybe, I don't know. But it was Hideki Kamiya is temporarily gone on Twitter right now. Yeah, we did that. Remember? Yeah.
I wonder if I've been blocked for years.
Oh, okay. See if you're unblocked.
I've never been blocked.
Okay.
Let's see.
Okay.
Yep, I'm blocked.
I will say in the last video that she made on Twitter, she started to get sounded kind of bitter. The last one, I heard that, I was like, whoa. She started.
Bro, and I said this in my video, and she's really hurting right now. And I think that's like one of the biggest takeaways is that she's really hurting because she feels like, this was like my role, and I've been doing this and I deserve more. But yeah, she definitely feels like a bit bitter and vindictive, but kind of like scorched earth a little bit, because I've never seen somebody, hit strays, like not even a stray. That was like a direct shot at Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, she said Jennifer Hale should not be signing her name as Bayonetta or something like that. I was like, whoa.
I've never heard another voice actor. It almost takes a little bit away from her message because about trying to get voice actors to get paid more, but you're throwing the next person under the bus, kind of.
I think if you're that emotional, I feel like I see her viewpoint in that she talks about being so broke she can't start her car and stuff. At that point, you're going to shoot some stray shots at whoever took your job, especially because some people are reading into this that they wanted Jennifer Hale all along and they purposely lowballed her so she would say no because she's union, and then they could offer Jennifer Hale like the full fee or whatever. But it's still
I've been broke, but I mean, shooting strays at the homies when you're broke. I mean,
I've done it, man. I've done it.
Camilla, before
I understand why I understand why she's upset though. Like I completely get why she's upset. So no, I ain't faulting her on that one, but that one just seemed like whoa. I feel what she's saying though. Like I understand why she's upset.
Before Camilla got removed or disappeared on Twitter, he did say sad and deplorable about the attitude of untruth. That's all I can say right now, basically. So I think at this point, with how much this blew up online and how much coverage it's getting, I almost wonder if we're gonna see a response from Platinum or Nintendo the first half of this week, Tuesday maybe.
You have to. It's not like she's an individual, so she could say whatever and do whatever. But a company, you got to clear it through your legal stuff and all this sort of stuff. This game sucks, by the way. I don't know what y'all are doing.
I know. Well,
go ahead, Max.
I just want to quickly say that her full sentiment, since we are kind of abridging it here, was that she feels as if she does not want anybody to buy Bayonetta 3 because she feels like it's a undone Bayonetta. She asked specifically that people boycott the game and instead give money to charity. And it seemed like some high profile people, I definitely saw some big Nintendo YouTubers saying they weren't going to buy it, which to me was shocking. I did personally cancel my Bayonetta collector's edition, but I'm nobody, so it's whatever. I do have my original. I bought the Bayonetta 1 physical edition. So honestly, on launch day, because I am in a Bayonetta mood, I'm just going to play through Bayonetta 1 again.
This was something that was going around, but Nate, let me bring you in here. What do you got? What do you got here?
I mean, on this entire situation, I think everyone will agree that voice actors in the industry are underpaid. I don't think that's up for debate in this situation. And it's not exclusive to just her, it's everybody. But it feels as though there is still a lot of context missing from this. And other voice actors have come forth and they have said, I believe it was a Breath of the Wild voice actors was saying, I was paid more doing Freedom Planet than I was with Breath of the Wild. And they gave their rates for Breath of the Wild. And it wasn't a large sum of money. But the reason Freedom Planet paid more is that they received residuals.
Right.
And that has come up in this discussion with Bayonetta 3 is that had there been residuals, maybe it would have alleviated some of her frustration in the lower pay and she would have accepted the job. But for residuals to have taken effect, that would have fallen on Nintendo. That would have been their place to offer that type of payment. So clearly that's not something Nintendo does. I believe the Breath of the Wild voice actor also said that. And as for her being union, the replacement is also union. They are both part of the Screen Actors Guild. There is a chart where you can look at the pay rates for interactive media. So as far as the union is concerned, they did hit the minimum requirement of pay.
It's like $900 a day, right? So she did like 5 days work.
Depending on the voices, the session length, how many sessions. So there's varying degrees there. So on that front, it seems as though they met those requirements. So if it was a case of we wanted to pay someone less, because they're both union, they can't come in with a lower offer for the current actress.
Why do you think Jennifer Hale got more?
Oh yeah.
I mean, she's probably a more in-demand voice actress in the industry. So you would assume that she would demand more money in this role, but we don't have any figures for her. we're operating just on what information has come out today in these tweets, and we don't know if it is a full accurate story or if it's the story she wants to tell,
Right.
to, you know, bring sympathy to her situation.
Yes.
And and it feels as though that Nintendo and Platinum will very likely talk to their legal teams, and if there is something here that they want to get in front of, we could see an official response by mid next week. And if they come out with an official response that is the polar opposite of what has been put out there today, she essentially tanked her career.
Well,
yeah.
About her career, I don't know if you've looked into this. She hasn't worked since 2014, and guess what that game was? Bayonetta 2. That's her whole filmography. That's the most recent thing she's done. So I feel like, you know, if you've been out of work for 8 years, like, was this really what we were banking on to put gas in our car or something? Like, what you been doing?
And maybe that's what it was. So I'm reminded, I'm super obsessed with Star Trek. That's why I have Star Trek tattoos and stuff. And a lot of the Star Trek people left the show and couldn't find other work. Some of them kind of got screwed over, so they ended up doing the convention circuit. And then when they did all these very crappy Star Trek revival shows, these people had to come back because they have no other work. I wonder if it is that situation where she was banking hard on Bayonetta 3, and honestly, she's pissed to see so much hype for Bayo 3 and was like, you know what, fuck this game.
I think, go ahead, Nate.
I mean, there's also this is speculation. This is just how some fans are interpreting the trailers and even some of the gameplay, is that the Bayonetta from Bayonetta 1 and 2 may not be the main Bayonetta in Bayonetta 3. There might be some sort of multiverse here, similar to, let's say, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
So let's say her Bayonetta only has a handful of lines. Let's say an hour worth of lines. They came in with $4,000.
Yeah, I do think there is more information here that we need.
Yeah, and that's not to say that there is a different Bayonetta in the game either. We don't know the full story. We don't know the plot details of the game. There just feels as though there is a large piece of context missing here. And whether we get that additional context from Platinum, Nintendo, or whomever the external party is involved with this remains to be seen. But I understand her frustrations. I didn't like the concluding video where she attacked her replacement.
Yeah,
that's unnecessary. That's going way too far. And you know, you made your point with the previous two videos, but when you go after your replacement who just took a job, that's too extreme.
Well, let's go to this point, because I've never seen this before. Someone who's been involved with the franchise like this, the original voice of Bayonetta, asking fans to boycott the game. Well, usually when there's a boycott, it's, I don't know, Pokemon fans on Twitter or some Last of Us people on Twitter or whatever. Yeah, there's like, we're gonna boycott this game. Everybody's with me, right? And then but like in this case, it's someone heavily related to Bayonetta saying, "Don't buy this game." It's an interesting situation that I don't know if we've ever found ourselves in. And I know almost 6 million views. I mean, is that something that could potentially affect this game?
The only other example I can think of is that time where one of the main actors from the very beginning of Fast and the Furious got mad when The Rock got the Hobbs and Shaw movie, and he said, like, this man is stealing Fast and the Furious from me. And they it was like a big public blowout where it's like the two main actors of the franchise like bashing each other. And even that, you know, I don't know, that's the only even thing close, but it wasn't nearly as bad as this of, hey, I'm out, sink the ship.
Okay. Sean, you didn't think that was going to affect anything?
No.
Well, 1%, baby.
It's probably going to sell more now. Probably. I mean, I don't know if you guys have looked at the comment section. Twitter seems to be more of like outrage because it's like Twitter. I think because people follow these voice actors. But if you look on the YouTube side, people are like, man, skip this girl. Like, it's crazy. If you look at the comment section for anybody's videos and stuff, people are just like, no, I'm still going to get the game, or now I'm going to buy 2 copies or whatever the case is. So I think it's definitely split between like Twitter, where you see a lot of people getting crazy about stuff, which, like I said, people are allowed to feel however way they want to. But YouTube, they're like, man, I'm not gonna not support all these other people because she didn't like the offer that I got. People are out here, saying that, well, I didn't take a job offer because they lowballed me, then somebody else got the job. Should I be throwing that person on the bus? No, the other person got the job. It is what it is. I move on. So there are people that are relating their own situations or whatever to this thing. But to Nate's point, like I agree with that, man. Like I think that there's a lot of missing information. We don't know how many lines she was going to do. We don't know what was going on there. But like I said in my video, man, like I feel for her though, because she's probably, like I said, she's probably hurt over. She's been Bayonetta for how many years? Decade, doing like the movies. So she's hurt. So that's why she's sniping her homie or her union person as well, like the other person. That's why she's sinking the whole ship. It's like, what about all the other voice actors you've worked with over the years? You know what I'm saying? Like, should they not? Like, that's the thing that I didn't like as well, is like you trying to sink everybody. Like, there's still people that work on the game, like, I don't know if that's fair,
That's what I feel the most for here is the people who work at Platinum Games, the talented people who are making these games and have nothing to do with any of these decisions that the leaders at Platinum Games make. I've had my issues with Platinum Games. I think Hideki is a terrible person. I hate his business practices. I think that he thinks being an asshole is cool. And so he just keeps pretending that it's his personality trait and it's quirky and it's fun to block people and unblock people. And hey, if you pay me enough for this Kickstarter that we have enough money to make, but we want your money anyway, I'll unblock you. I just think it's all dumb on that end. I also think there is some fault with the videos that came out today. I do agree that that third video, completely unnecessary. I understand being hurt, but to go as far and say is that she is stealing your job, that is inaccurate. That is just taking a job. And if anything, you could just say it sucks that I'm not the voice actress anymore. But to attack her directly is poor and distasteful. As far as calling for the boycott, that's very mixed. I don't know. I wasn't buying the game anyway. I'm not a big Bayo fan, so I wasn't interested in the game anyway. But
you can enter OJ's giveaway.
I could enter OJ's giveaway and get it for free, and I don't support Platinum, and I get the game for free without playing the second game. So I don't know what happens.
Be great.
Enter the giveaway, guys. Enter the giveaway on Twitter right now. Enter the giveaway on my page at Player Essence.
But go ahead, Max. You were going to say something.
Real quick, this is my last thing, and then I'm gonna go. There's actually a party downstairs. I can hear it raging. I guess my whole thing about this that just seems strange is that she definitely is very mad and hurt. I think the strangeness is there are these people on Twitter that seem like mad at her for speaking up. I guess that's the weirdest. People like, I'm gonna buy 3 copies because screw her specifically. I want Jennifer Hale to get a bigger paycheck or whatever. Like, those are the weird people to me. Of like, if you want to vote with your wallet, that's fine. But I feel like if you're a Bayonetta fan, why do you hate Bayonetta's voice actress so much? I don't know. Like the way I saw actual accounts tweeting angry shit at me for hours, and their name was "I'm buying 2 copies of Bayonetta." They changed their name to that. It's like, bro, this is the weirdest cope I've ever seen.
They could have bought Star Ocean. They bought another copy of Bayonetta.
I know. I forgot.
I'll tell you something about
coming out.
Bayonetta fans, man.
I'm gonna run real quick. I love you a bunch.
Take it easy, Max.
I'm not gonna enter your OJ. I'm not gonna enter your giveaway. But everybody else, enter OJ's giveaway.
I think one of my problems with this whole situation is if you want to boycott a game or something like that, go ahead. That's your business. I don't like this practice of boasting about I've canceled my pre-order. Here's my tweet and here's my picture showing that I canceled my pre-order.
You're saying that now that somebody left? What are you trying to imply here? What are you trying to imply here, sir?
I don't like it. I think it's cornball shit. It's fucking. It's
say that 10 seconds ago, sir.
I was trying to let him get his last speech out. It's cornball shit to me though. Like,
whoa.
it's corny as fuck. Like, all you're doing is, and all it does is create a conversation of, oh wow, so somebody else is gonna buy the game. Well, they must not be a good person because this person boycotted. It's like, do what you want to do. Don't do it for Twitter likes. Don't do it for fucking clout or because you think people are gonna back you on Twitter. Who gives a fuck? It's your money.
There's a knee-jerk reaction to it. As Nate said, I think there's just more.
Of course, there's more.
Right,
you have one side of a story from a person who literally is a voice actor by their craft, and they haven't worked in 8 years. And the last thing that they did was Bayonetta 2. I feel like there might be something else going on here. You're not living off of the Bayonetta 2 money 8 years later.
But see, I think this is a conversation that's a much bigger thing beyond the Bayonetta 3 situation. Like, she also did voice work for Smash Brothers, and as we know with Nintendo is they do not pay residuals on the voice work. So they can very easily turn into a discussion of how there has to be a transformation and how voice actors are treated in the industry, where if you're only paid $3,000, which I believe is what the voice actor from Breath of the Wild quoted, is about $2,000 to $3,000 for their work.
You can
look at that and say you only got $3,000 for doing those lines, and even if you got some residuals, and I'm not saying 1%, but just 0.5% based on whatever criteria over X amount of years, where you are paid fairly for the work you did. That's a conversation for a different day, and maybe she feels burned that she didn't get residuals from Nintendo for her Smash Brothers work, and that carried over into the Bayonetta 3 situation where she gets the offer, feels as though it is too low, which admittedly it is too low, and Nintendo doesn't offer residuals in that situation as well. And
but it's
just a snowball. It keeps building and building and building, and as it said, it's an industry issue. It's not exclusive to this one game or this particular voice actress.
It's not I wouldn't say it's an industry issue. I would say it's an everything issue, because you could look into the situation with people who do dubs for animes and shit, and they don't get paid shit. Like, I completely understand the sentiment, because there's this natural discourse that happens because the video game industry has overtaken Hollywood financially. We all know that, but pay wise, we haven't seen that sort of balance out to reciprocate that. You can make a hell of a lot more money in Hollywood, doing a fucking cameo in a movie than you could, actually putting in hard work. I get that. I get that whole sentiment. I just don't see, I don't see the need to virtue signal that you're canceling your pre-order if you don't want to buy the game because you don't like the practices. Okay, I understand that. That's your business. Making it other people's business, though, and trying to force your opinion on other people because they don't see it the same way as you, that's the cornball shit to me. Like, there's somebody out there. I'm still buying the game because I'm going to play the game, because I want to play the game, because I'm interested in playing the game.
Or I thought about the podcast, too.
That doesn't mean that I don't sympathize with her and I don't understand why she didn't take it. $4,000, you could suck my ass. 4 bands, no, I ain't fucking doing your game. Fuck off. But at the same time, she has to think of the bigger picture here as well. Coming out and being so fucking outspoken about it, are companies going to be lining up to work with you all of a sudden if they know that if you do something or they do something that you don't feel is appropriate or you don't like, that you're going to air out your dirty laundry about the situation? Like, I don't know, man. It just she mentioned $450 million. This franchise has Bayonetta made that much money? God, no. Just look at the sales of the game. On what fucking planet? She said that wasn't including merchandise or anything either. So I guess it's just game sales.
She must be talking about, here's what I think she's talking about. So if you add everything, and we're talking everything up. So we're talking Bayonetta 1 on the PS3, Bayonetta 1 on the 360, Bayonetta 1 on the Wii U, Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, Bayonetta 1 on the Switch, Bayonetta 2 on the Switch, and also the re-releases with the double pack with Bayonetta and Vanquish.
And Bayonetta on PC.
Yes, and Bayonetta on PC. If you add everything up, then you get that. The numbers for Bayonetta in terms of recently have been hazy, right? There haven't been, we don't really know. It's the Switch version sold 1 million. We know that. We don't know exactly how much Bayonetta 2 sold 1 million. We don't know how much the first one did. Wii U, we don't really know the sales for the 1 and 2 on there. It came together. So I think maybe she's saying if you add up every single little thing, then maybe it made that much. But even then, that is still, it's like there's no way to prove that or anything.
Yeah, there's a mathematical abnormality there, because that's suggesting that 9 million copies were sold at full price.
Exactly. There was no, and I can't sit here and say that it's not, but I don't think it's sold. Where did it sell all that? On Steam?
No.
You know, like, it didn't.
We know it did. We know like the PS3 360 sold about 2 million worldwide, but a lot of those sales came after a price reduction.
Yeah, price reduction, fat price reduction for those games. So yeah, I mean that's they made the most money off of the game probably on Switch. Maybe that's what I'm thinking, because it's been full price or near full price. Those games don't really get discounted too much, but even then, it's still a stretch. So I'm not sure where she got that number from, you know?
I'll go the opposite of Sean. I think there's enough here to affect the game.
How?
And I think it's going to be confirmed when Nintendo and them respond to it because it's important enough for them to do so.
Well,
there's
two different things. Affecting the game, you're talking about sales.
Yes.
If you're talking about affecting the connotation of the game, because she came out and gave her side of the story without hearing any rebuttal from this situation. No, I don't see people being like, you know, because a couple people on Twitter with check marks wanted to show off that they canceled their pre-order of the game. The vast majority of people don't live on Twitter. The vast majority, Twitter's not the real world. We've seen this time and time again. Yes, TMZ picked it up. Whoop-de-doo. That doesn't mean who's going to TMZ for video game news? Like, no one. I don't think it's going to impact the game.
So someone canceled a pre-order? Someone canceled a pre-order on Twitter?
I saw lots of people who canceled.
So it did affect sales already.
Yeah, but then you have people that are buying. But then you have people that are buying 2 copies. I've seen people fucking Blandrew and all these I'm buying 3 copies.
I'm buying 10 copies.
Star Ocean's right there. What are people doing? It's Star Ocean Day, right?
I mean, on a large scale, John. I don't mean about 1 fucking copy.
Bro, go on the YouTube section. Go on RGT's comment section. Go on my comment section for the video. I thought I was getting.
Let me go to that RGT Nintendo channel. Hold on.
I'm telling you, I thought I was gonna get snapped.
I did an Xbox review today.
You did.
I'm telling you, people are not. I mean, I think people are being a little bit inconsiderate, but at the same time, I'm telling you, man, people are not.
I saw Twitter Spaces where people are having actual moral conflicts with like 4,000 people in a room over if they should buy this game or not.
That's pathetic. It's no one's business.
There was a whole bunch of them up too. I was like, wow.
If you don't want to buy the game, just
168,000 tweets in an hour or something crazy. That's the most I've ever seen anyone talk about Bayonetta ever.
You know what they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
That's why I think it's going to do better now, because there's going to be a lot of people saying, what the hell? Especially after like the last, like I said, it would have been better off if she didn't have that last video that she did. I think things would have been a little bit better maybe for her. But I really think that last one that she did, not saying that I feel that, but I'm not sure about that. That kind of almost not, I wouldn't say it tanked her whole deal, but it definitely didn't help with a lot of people that were already excited or whatever.
What's worse, Sean? Okay, someone says, what's worse? Canceling a pre-order and making it public on there, or buying another copy to even out that canceled pre-order?
They're both cornballs.
No, you gotta pick one.
They're both cornballs. I still think one is virtue signaling and one I feel is tongue in cheek. So I'll say the whole look at me, I canceled my pre-order. I think that's a little cornier to me, because you're trying to act like you're better than someone who didn't cancel their pre-order.
What if
your stance on it? That's just my opinion, though. I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks and what everyone wants to do with their money. I'm just here to share my opinion.
Who was not going to buy a game, and now after the controversy is still not buying the game.
That's Jordan. Okay.
Then you should be arrested.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, we'll arrest you.
What's the realistic sales expectation for this game before we move on?
1.5 to 2.
Okay.
I say 1 to 1.5.
Wow.
Bayonetta
this thing just trended 168,000 on Twitter. Her video has almost 6 million views. TMZ picked it up.
Here's the thing. Bayonetta 2 sold over 1 million on Switch by itself. That was Bayonetta 2. If this game, if it reviews really well, and
I got 3 to 4 on this. Anything less, it must.
Yeah, it's gonna sell. I'm thinking like the 1.5 to 2, probably more, based on how well the game is.
3 to 4 million. I mean, it must be effective if it doesn't get there. Hey, 5 years in development.
I mean, Platinum sucks anyways.
That is accurate.
I thought we were aiming for, Switch Sports first 3 months numbers.
No, Switch Sports is not a niche title like Bayonetta is.
Can we aim for Devil May Cry, like Devil May Cry 2 numbers?
What did Devil May Cry 2 sell?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there as the worst one. I'm like, it's got to do better than that, right? I don't even know what it.
I think 1.5 mil is reasonable for this.
I think it'll do it. If Bayonetta 2 got to 1 million plus, I think that this one will do above that, because it's a new game and the install base is just really large. Yeah, the install base is super large, so it should, like I said, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I think they'll do a bit better because I was actually kind of surprised that Bayonetta 2 did over 1 million. I was like, oh, okay, that game did over
Supposedly in total, Devil May Cry 2 is 3.1 million.
So this 3.1 million.
In 2003, the number was 1.7, but then there's a 3.1. I have no idea what that's really.
I mean, this game has to be able to do.
Well, that could include all the HD re-releases of Devil May Cry 3.
Okay.
So we think an original release 1.7, so it'd have to be around there.
Yeah,
It can beat that. It can beat that.
Yeah, it could beat that. I mean,
Yeah.
I gotta see the reviews though. I mean, if the reviews are like, if it's above Bayonetta 2, like if it's like 92, 93, then yeah, I think a lot of people are gonna be like, I don't care, I'm buying this shit because it's like 85. The new, you know. But I mean, yeah, if it's like 80, if it's lower 80s, which would be by far the lowest this series has ever gotten, you know, then yeah.
No, I got a 92 on this game.
I'll say 80.
Yeah, if it's that high, then
I got a 92 on it.
It's gonna do well if it's that high.
I'm gonna go 81.
Wow, jeez.
Something went drastically wrong. If it was
anything in the
81.
80s is not good anymore.
For Bayonetta, no. Well, not low 80s, no.
Wow. Sorry, I didn't know standards changed.
I mean, hey, we're gonna find out.
I think something in like the 70s is still like pretty decent, but I give something an 80 and it's like, oh, that's terrible. It's
What
like,
if it gets
that's
the same rating as
Bayonetta,
Scorn?
It's like a B on a test. A B for Bayonetta. There you go.
No,
I'm
Bayonetta's used
surprised.
to getting A's. What if you came home and you got straight A's and all of a sudden you came home with B's? Your mom would be like, what's going on?
Listen, if I came home with B's, well, I would be proud of me. I was coming home with C's all the time.
You were a straight A
Good
student.
job.
No. You were a straight A student.
Well, that's just not realistic. You have to be realistic, OJ.
Hold on, time out. You were straight A's for a decade. For a decade, you were straight A's. Your whole life you've been getting straight A's, but then you come home, you stroll in with some B minuses. Your mom would say something.
Well, that's because my friends introduced me to weed, and I just got into that instead. You know, it happens.
Drugs and women.
I have noticed that Nintendo's coming up a lot in this conversation with online in publications, everything. Do you think they pick up the phone and call Platinum over this?
No.
They have to, right?
Is that something? Because I assume legally everyone has to kind of get together, right?
They don't talk.
Oh yeah, they would fax. You're right. They fire up they get the modem out, dial up, and all that. Yeah, I assume they would have to for legal and all. I mean, Nintendo's involved. Sega's technically involved.
I mean, there's a lot of parties involved. If you want to go through every single one, it'd be Nintendo, Sega, Platinum Games, Taylor, Screen Actors Guild. It would all have been conversations between all these parties, and we simply don't know what those conversations were. We don't know the details that were discussed when it came time to offer this contract to her.
I mean, for a response, like them to post something online.
That would probably just be a discussion between Nintendo and Platinum.
Nintendo and Platinum, yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. So
I don't
that's
think
what
Nintendo's gonna say shit. I think you'll have Platinum potentially say something.
Platinum will say something. I think with Nintendo standing behind them in the shadows,
something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if Nintendo's gonna show up and make a big statement about this. I think that'll be Platinum doing it. But Hideki Kamiya would have done it today if he could have. So there you have it. We'll wait for more information. Expecting more this week at some point. And then, hey, Bayonetta 3 out in 2 weeks. So we'll see how
There's a lot of people in the chat who think it's going to outsell Metroid Dread. That's a take.
That's it. Metroid's been more popular than Bayonetta historically. So that would be, I mean, no Bayonetta game has ever sold as much as I think Super Metroid in a single release.
Gosh, you guys are underselling. But no chance in affecting sales anyway if they're not there, apparently.
No, I mean, look, I think it
Not on a large scale.
Hey, look, John, I think that your prediction could happen. I think it could. No, I think it could. But yeah, Bayonetta has not been as popular as Metroid. Like historically, Metroid Prime has been more popular. Prime, the original Prime, even Prime 2, maybe Prime 3, no. But Prime 1 and Prime 2, yes.
Well, it's hard
Super
to compare
Metroid.
the two franchises. One has 3 games almost now, and the other has had a lot more than 3 games and has spanned multiple decades.
Good point. Very good point, Jordan. You're right. One has only had 2. Bayonetta only has 2 games. 2 real. Right. There's no spin-offs. No spin-offs. No.
Yeah,
it's
and
just
the recognition from also Smash. Like that's it.
Yeah. Smash 4 and Smash Ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll go over to Evan here in a minute, but this is from Minato Mario membering up. Thank you, Minato Mario. Definitely unfortunate news, but I wish we hear Nintendo's and Platinum's game side over this. But I don't think boycotting Bayonetta 3 will change much. Go. Evan, you have a Discord question for us?
Stick with voice actors. If you can change Mario's voice actor to someone other than Chris Pratt, who would it be?
Charles Martinet.
Charles Martinet. Everyone's gonna pick. It's someone other than him.
Like an actual like.
What if we limit it to specifically Hollywood? No, what if we limit it to Hollywood?
That seems like a Jordan question.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that. Jordan, who do you know that's like an Italian dude that can like talk like that, but like cool?
Michael Imperioli.
I'd love it to be Danny DeVito.
Are you Jordan?
Danny DeVito.
I'd love it to be Danny DeVito.
I feel like because everyone in that movie, aside from Chris Pratt so far, of the 9 words we've heard, has given like they're all to sounding like a character and not like themselves. And I think someone like just because I know him in the movies, he like Bradley Cooper does well with Rocket Raccoon to not just sound like Bradley Cooper all the time. Someone said Jeff Goldblum in the chat. I would love that. Wouldn't make sense, but that would be very entertaining. Joe Pesci. Okay, you know what? I would love Joe Pesci. I would love a very hardened, Mario. That'd be great.
You know who would make a great Mario?
Who?
Helena Taylor.
Did you just have to double Google that just to make sure you got it? Yeah.
I forgot her last name.
You did a video on this, sir, today.
Yeah, I still forgot her last name. It's not like I said her name a million times.
Let's
So
go.
you're saying you didn't do much research before you made your video, huh? Is that
I
what
did
you said?
plenty. All because I forgot someone's name, it doesn't mean it's not indicative of anything else.
Should we let's go to the Xbox, PlayStation, Activision, CMA stuff. This is a weekly thing now, right? The Xbox Activision deal. It's probably gonna be weekly until it actually happens, or goes through. I think it's gonna end up being like March or April of next year. So fun stuff. This over in the UK regulatory board, they're looking through all of this, and they seem to come back with quite a bit of support for Sony. So much so that there were jokes that they were fans, they were paid off. Jim Ryan made the rounds, all that kind of stuff. But they brought up even Sony had some demands for Microsoft, which I looked at that. I thought that's an odd thing to see. Microsoft having demands from Sony, even though they're the ones spending the $70 billion on it. But a lot of the stuff they seemed concerned about was the no extra content that's not available on PlayStation, meaning release parity, no hardware enhancements, and no Xbox Game Pass benefits. A lot of this focusing around Call of Duty, of course. But with that, the CMA had some things brought up by Microsoft. Microsoft, by the way, just told them, hey, you guys sound like you're just backing Sony, basically. What's going on here? You're adopting all of Sony's arguments without any kind of second guess. And the CMA did bring up the Switch, because in Brazil, that was one of their big points was, hey, Nintendo is cruising right now, over 110, 112, whatever million Switch systems have sold, and they don't have Call of Duty. Well, according to the CMA, that's because the Switch is geared towards a family-friendly audience, and it doesn't really matter about Call of Duty for that. So they basically dismissed that point as well. Essentially, coming back to the conclusion that this needs to have a serious look because Call of Duty is very important to Sony, which is still kind of a strange thing because who really cares then? It seems like the CMA is kind of a little sketchy. I will admit that.
There's a double agent.
There's something's going on here, right? I don't know. I'm looking at this.
There's a double agent, bro. Because why are they concerned with that?
Someone pulled up in a new car. Is like, I got this.
Yeah, they pull up in a new car.
Sony has been making exclusive deals and getting exclusive content and stuff for Call of Duty for how long? Microsoft, in that same CMA argument, Microsoft said that there will be feature and content parity with it. They offered that. That's what Microsoft said in there. So they're even offering something that Sony didn't want to have. They didn't want to have parity with the Xbox with Call of Duty. Now, not all of a sudden it's like, we need to have content. Like, it's not, we don't know if it's going to have the same content. It's like, bro, you've been doing that to death for how long? They've been doing that back and forth. So what are you worried about that for? Like Sony, I said this on my stream. Sony seems like that bully that where they mess with you, and you jump kick them and they go tell the teacher. Like they seriously, like you just jump kick the hell out of them and knock their ass out, and then they go tell the teacher on you and try to cry like it's your fault or something. Like you started. I'm like, bro, Come on, like
If I'm remembering,
this seems weird.
if I'm remembering correctly, didn't Sony have like a gameplay mode that only existed on PlayStation for a little bit? Like they paid for like a mode.
Had demos and betas and certain features and all sorts of stuff that's exclusive only. And now they're worried about we're not going to get that, bro. You've been doing that for how long? Like.
The other weird thing is the CMA also mentioned it's like 70 some odd pages of documents. There's a lot, but they also mentioned that Microsoft's first party titles are not available on any multi-game subscription services other than Game Pass. But the thing with that, and it was pointed out very quickly, is that I mean Bethesda's games are all over the place, and that's technically owned by Microsoft, like on subscription services. So it's very, and I mean, Sony's not looking to put their stuff on other subscription services either, because that's how the world works with these businesses. So it's, what's your take on this, Sean? We've been talking about this Activision Blizzard thing forever.
They both need to just shut the fuck up. They both look stupid as hell.
Dude, Jim Ryan's eyes can only get so much bigger in your thumbnails.
It's so just back and forth. Like, I don't know. It's honestly annoying at this point because every week something else comes out and one company says something that it really, at the end of the day, they both make themselves look bad. Like with Microsoft saying, oh, well, Sony had, 250 exclusive games with third-party exclusives, but we only had a fifth. Okay, so where the fuck are your games at? And then Sony being like, oh, we need Call of Duty. Like, they both just look like children, like arguing back and forth about this. And I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand why they're so worried. Well, Sony is so worried.
I understand what, bro. There is billions of dollars on the line here.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a money thing. I don't think it's necessarily about the game selling better. I think it's definitely a monetary thing. But in the same breath, you got to stand on your own too. You got all these IPs that you could bring back to be something that you can't get on Xbox, like a Killzone, like a Resistance, like a SOCOM. Like just okay, this happened. Oh, all right. So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna sit here and cry about it, or are we gonna make, are we gonna try to combat this and make something that Xbox can never touch? Like I don't know, man. It's the whole situation.
I like the idea actually of Sony losing Call of Duty, so they have to do that. So they're like, oh, we gotta come up with something here. Let's go get let's make a new IP, or let's get Killzone, SOCOM, something. Let's do this.
The fact that, listen, don't want to rope Nintendo into this, but the fact that they can make Splatoon into what it is at this point, there's no reason why Sony couldn't have made Killzone or SOCOM or Resistance into their own 10 million, 15 million plus shooter. There's no excuse to why they couldn't do that if Nintendo can with their online and with their not having experience with shooters and stuff like that. The fact that Nintendo did it in that short of time, Sony could have spent that same amount of time actually doing that with one of those other ones, which we'd all want. We all like Resistance and SOCOM and old Killzone games. Those are all, I mean, I don't even like shooters that much, and I like them. I bought all those games, especially Resistance. I think Resistance is the franchise that I think they could have really turned into something special if they decided to make it on the PS4 and PS5, but I think that's the same people who do Ratchet and Clank, right?
For which ones?
Resistance
is Insomniac. Right?
Yeah. Insomniac, yeah.
Yep.
Busy with their superheroes.
So they're doing a lot there too. I mean, SOCOM has competitive shooter written all over it.
Absolutely. So that could have been huge. SOCOM on PS5, like with great online multiplayer, third-person shooter. Like, I mean, come on. Who wouldn't want that?
Rainbow Six Siege kind of style.
Yeah, you have like a Rainbow Six Siege mode. You have a co-op, like 2 to 4 player co-op where you can go through missions. You have multiplayer. That would have been, SOCOM was huge on the PS2. I mean, it sold a lot. It was
big there.
So and the PS4 had the install base wasn't as big as PS2, but it was still large. I mean, where's the SOCOM there? Like that was a perfect opportunity.
The thing that Sony seems petrified of is losing the marketing for Call of Duty, because they've had this deal for Call of Duty for six years now, maybe a little more than that. It was back with Black Ops 3 when they first got it. And if you look at their sub numbers for PlayStation Plus, as soon as they signed that deal and started flashing the PlayStation logo in commercials, dude, it just went completely like vertical for all of it. And they've kind of leveled off now. So I almost wonder if they're a little concerned about this, since Call of Duty is a premium game that you need a subscription service for. And if they're making 10 live service games, I wonder how many of those are free to play where you don't need a PlayStation Plus membership to actually play it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Sony's biggest concern is the ecosystem engagement and all those flashy terms they use in the boardroom.
I get their concern. I know it's gonna be a big blow to their business if this does happen, because it's like you pay $70 or you subscribe with Game Pass and you can just download it. That's obviously.
I mean, most people are. I mean, I'd be like, well, Call of Duty's right there. I guess I'll just download it in Game Pass.
Exactly. Are you going to pay $70? I mean, are you going to pay $70 for it?
Comes out every year. It's like, what?
And then like crossplay. It's like, well, I don't have to have it on PlayStation to play with my friends. Yeah. I think that's one of the reasons why Sony was kind of resistant to crossplay. Like, wait a minute, we can't lock them onto our ecosystem with their friends. Then we might lose leverage on how much we can charge for certain things and all that. So yeah, I can see why Sony's all sorts of upset.
Yeah, and Microsoft's talking about bringing Call of Duty to the Switch. So it's I don't know. It's an interesting world whenever that goes through. But the CMA, to my knowledge, doesn't have the ability to block this kind of a deal. I think they can sue or
what about something. What about that whole metaverse Giphy thing? They kind of blocked that, didn't they?
I think they had terms and worked with them to sell. I think they sold that. Like Meta had to sell that, right? Was the idea? They had to come to some sort of concession there, I believe, for that. But I don't think they can just go in and block it. I have to see a lot of the legal stuff for those in the UK. But Nate, do you have any thoughts on this?
No, I find this entire topic to be jejune at this point.
Very jejune.
Oh, of course. That was
exactly my thoughts.
East Coast lingo. What does that mean?
That's just made up
For
shit.
diet jejune.
Jejune Zero is really good too.
It means uninteresting.
Uninteresting. And we played. Is this played out by now? This entire topic.
It's not that the topic itself is played out. It's just that every time we have it go into it's under scrutiny in various countries, is that you get these files that come out. You have the discussions from both companies come out, and that part of it is exhausting. The deal is going to go through.
Okay, well, how about this? Was it interesting that we found out Game Pass made $2.9 billion last year?
No, anyone paying attention to the subscription numbers is well aware Game Pass has been very successful for Microsoft.
Oh, okay. There you go. That seemed to be a big topic. $2.9 billion. They also estimated Nintendo at like $1 billion, I think. I don't know how they had those numbers. So it seems like they may have made that one up.
Maybe they're using like MPD with
I don't know.
Media Create and Nintendo's financials. Maybe they're just aggregating everything together.
These are the same numbers that see, I fucking already forgot her name. The Bayonetta chick had.
I mean, if tab again on Google.
If Nintendo's getting $1 billion in subscriptions already in a year, that's a little wild to me. That's a lot. So they redacted that one again. Apparently they erased that one. I think because they kind of estimated it. But
redacted. I love the redacted stuff.
There was a lot of redaction in there. It was pretty clear that they said that Call of Duty, I don't want to say won them the generation for the PS4 and the Xbox One. They heavily alluded to Call of Duty playing a critical part in the PS4 jumping so far ahead of the Xbox One. Which I mean, based on Sony's actions, I can't really push back on that too much. Evan, we have a Discord question over there. I'm gonna pull up some of the super chats here.
Hey, we still got 4 things to go through here.
Sure. Go for it.
Let's go with. Someone was trying to think of like Netflix games because I think Netflix games was still something they're talking about. He was thinking that games like Jackbox, the sort of trivia group game, would be pretty good for it. He's wondering what other games would be good for it that don't really need a controller.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about this. Netflix is gonna try to make games, but you need a controller for most games. That's why I'm a little
for the most part.
Sure.
I know they had that one
cell phone.
They had that one thing. It was called like Jabberwocky, which was like a choose your own adventure style game as like a movie. I guess just any kind of visual novel, I guess, would work. But Telltale style games.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I still feel like people who sit down for Netflix, so they don't have to use a controller or get the remote out again or anything. Like it's that passive entertainment that I was mentioning last time when it comes to the cloud gaming stuff, that hurdle they have right now. It's almost that Kinect was close because you didn't have to use a controller, you just moved around in front of it, but it didn't work so well. So that's, I don't know how they figure that out because they can't get too crazy with the games. But I guess the party games, I guess, like you said, the Jackbox trivia, that kind of stuff. I don't know. That seems like the obvious thing they could do. I guess you could also look at the game that came out recently on the Xbox where it was that narrative driven story experience. You kind of pick different things as Dusk Falls, and that had the thing where you could sync up your cell phone and make choices. And you could also do things where you stream and people choose stuff in your stream and your audience. So something like that could work too. Yeah, another one, Evan?
What specs should I look into for a pre-built to run all Series X games going forward? He's also looking to stream to Twitch without breaking the bank. At the end of the day, if you're looking for any kind of like high-end stuff with like a 3080 in it or anything, I think those on average right now are what, like full computer around 1400.
You could probably get by with the 3070 now if you're looking for the Series X stuff, and I think those are gonna be really falling in price soon, especially when the 4080s drop.
I just bought one. So
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
The 3070 is a good card. It's still a good card.
Man,
1440p,
streaming, it's great. I bought this just for streaming on Evan's recommendation, and it's really good. I think I did do a couple of the things to it to make it a bit higher. You know, I think I spent like 2,000 or so on it.
And that was right when the video card market was still kind of up a bit, whereas it's starting to crash a bit more now because obviously the new card, the 4090s out, the 4080s coming out. So
if you wait, you might be able to get it for under 1,500 if you wait a little bit more.
I bet you'll be able to get a decent price on some of these cards here soon with extra inventory piling in. So I would look to that 3070 if you're trying to keep within reason. Maybe go for that 1440p G-Sync resolution. So you want to hit us with another one, Evan? I'll pull up the super chats next.
Got the classic. Where did we get our channel name from for Spawn Wave?
I don't even remember. I think we just mentioned it at one point way back when, and we just kind of came up with it.
It was a really early conversation we had over a text while you were trying to make the channel.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just threw like some words together and I'm like, oh, okay, that's a way Spawn and then a wave. There you go. I wish there was a better backstory to it. There's really not.
I know the premise was we were trying to make news and the vision of like all the information coming at you and trying to pick the right thing. It's just kind of like those Horde style games for Spawn waves and stuff.
Yeah.
And then the last one is just someone's moving from Las Vegas. Someone's moving to Las Vegas from Massachusetts, and he's just looking, wish him luck. Because apparently he's going to be listening while driving.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. You got it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rascal says, Justin, I still have Abandon installed on my PS5 in case it turns into a PT situation. Started it today and still has nothing new. Safe to say that cake's a lie. Love the content from all of the Spawncast members. That Abandoned app is legitimately getting abandoned. It probably already is. They're not coming back. Andrew says, first Spawncast since uni started. Missed y'all. Aiden says, Kamiya being blocked by Twitter is so funny. Did Platinum Games spend all their money on the new studio in Tokyo or what? Today is such a weird day. That is kind of weird to see Kamiya get blocked essentially by Twitter. A says, Q1, what tier of PlayStation Plus would... question 1. What tier of PlayStation Plus would everyone recommend?
The second one.
Extra,
yeah.
Extra.
Premium.
Yeah, they're
Premium ain't fucking worth it.
Did you? Yeah, you said we were going to talk about that in a second, but all right, we'll talk about that in a second because of the update for it. Okay.
It's fucking garbage.
And then Brandon says, John finished Cold Steel yet? Final thoughts video. I have not. I played through... I think I'm on the last chapter for it. I popped it back in and played some more. Fortunately, I didn't really forget what was going on in it. That was my concern, is if I stepped away, I'd forget. But I finished up Diofield. I left the trophy amount for Diofield at 38 of 40. I posted on Twitter to annoy a lot of people. I just need one more trophy and it pops the platinum, and I just need to level up 3 more times. So I took the disc out and put it back on the shelf just to annoy people. No, I might do it again at some point to get that platinum. We'll see. Then Ace says, question 2, would everyone recommend Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion?
If you like retro stuff, then yeah.
GoldenEye's going in. It's looking better throughout next year, like midway through next year. There's gonna be a lot of N64 games on there and GoldenEye too. That's not bad. And the DLC they dropped in for Mario Kart, so it's gotten a lot better over time. And the Uncharted Wolf says, what's the most number of shots you've given a game before deciding it wasn't for you? Also, the Pokemon box video was great, Jordan. Shout out to Jordan.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Witcher. I think I gave that damn near a shot on every single system it's available on, and I just don't like it.
Every Souls game.
I'm gonna say World of Warcraft. I gave that game like 5 shots and just never.
What did you say, Jordan?
Every Souls game.
Yes.
You know what? I'm the same as you, Jordan.
Yeah, Souls
They look so awesome, and then I suck at them.
I
get
sucked into
fleeced
them.
by everyone, dude. You buy him every. I remember you bought Demons. He was going to buy Demon Souls, and we all said, "Don't buy Demon Souls, Sean. You're not gonna like it."
I still haven't popped it. I bought Demon Souls day 1 for the PlayStation 5. Still has not popped into my system yet.
70? Why did you buy it for 70?
Because I said this is the time I'm gonna do it, and I'm scared to put it in.
Gonna be the one for me, and I was like, no, sure.
I can't believe Elden Ring didn't work for you, Sean. I thought that would have at least been it, but
the combat is it's too clunky for me.
and that was after Demon Souls. Like we already we already sat down and had that talk with Demon Souls, and then it just happened again. And hey, when the Elden Ring 2 or whatever comes out, well, same time, same place, right, Sean?
Hey,
Do it all over again.
hey.
Listen, I'm not scared to say this. Okay, I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna say this. I would love some sort of like story mode, or just like a handheld mode for these Souls games, because they're too hard for me.
They exist and they're cheap. You can just watch someone play it who can be.
Yeah, but I wanna play. I just don't want to die.
Wait. This is Paulie says, Bayo 3 actor drama distracting from awful frame rate. All right, Sean. I saw a video.
I was just a little concerned.
I'm worried. That's a
little spooky.
I'm worried.
A little spooky.
I'm worried. Okay.
Am I supposed to elaborate more or no?
Yeah, go for it. You can go for it, Sean.
I mean, no, there's just some little spooky things with it. That's all there is to it. I mean, I think my big wow moment that I talk about in my video is Game Explain was like, the frame rate, it's a little dodgy sometimes. And I was like, well, wait a second here. No disrespect to Game Explain, but they like to play nice with a lot of companies. So for them to say that, for them to bring that point up, I thought that was kind of interesting, because if they're noticing it and they're willing to talk about that, then there could be an issue. Well, we'll find out in 2 weeks.
Need to get the game in front of me. Gotta see.
Get the game in front of me.
See what kind of frame rate we're dealing with. You can report back with us, Sean. See if you're still worried in 2 weeks.
I will.
All right. I'll stop by and talk about Star Ocean and let everyone know of that.
Everyone will be very excited, I'm sure.
Hey, I'm taking the moral high ground. Okay, I'm gonna be playing Call of Duty. Thank you.
Wait, somebody actually said, I ain't trying to name no names, but somebody actually said that in a video.
Well, no, they call it.
I'm just saying, somebody said it. I ain't gonna say who though.
Said it.
Somebody actually said that though.
But who?
I don't believe you unless you name names.
I'll let y'all figure it out. Y'all figure it out, man.
Did you say it?
Huh?
It was you, right?
Was it you?
It was me? No, it wasn't me. I even when
Sounds suspicious.
Even when it was Activision Blizzard stuff went down, I was like, hey man, look, I got homies that work there, so I ain't gonna punish all them for.
I never said I was boycotting shit, because I keep it real. You fucking. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Hey, Sean,
we might go down that. We'll go down that rabbit hole in the after show. We'll see
I
how
will give
fast
Sean
we
credit.
go.
He didn't yell at me when I was playing Vanguard.
No, I don't give a fuck. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it.
He saw me signed in.
People can buy whatever they want, man. Vanguard did really good too. Like Vanguard sold a lot.
Oh, they sent me a review code for it. I didn't buy it.
I'm just saying, Vanguard sold a lot. Though. It's still in the top. Like you go on like Xbox, it's still in the top MPD. Like people still playing that game.
Modern Warfare 2 is going to be ridiculous.
It's going to sell a lot. People like what allegations? Huh? Who? What?
Oh, we're allowed to play Mario Rabbids? That's Ubisoft, right?
That's Ubisoft. Yeah, I thought they were the devil.
Hold on.
I thought Nintendo was having issues too, though.
They just settled with an employee.
It's Ubisoft's game, Jordan. Ubisoft publishes it.
Yeah, but like every Nintendo game in general, though, from Nintendo.
It's not from Nintendo. It's from.
But I'm just saying, any other. I'm just adding another example.
Oh, any game on the Switch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you can't play it.
No one can play any more games anymore.
You can't use technology.
I was just about to cancel it on this MacBook that may have been made in China.
You wearing Nikes? You wearing Nike? You wearing some Jordans? You better burn those. You better go live in a hut with no technology. Be a hunter-gatherer.
Sean, you're already starting up that Amish beard, man. Just go for it.
Bro, I fucked up on my mustache. Here's what happened. So the razor I use is like the fucking it's got the different lengths to it. So I had it on 4, which I usually do for my mustache, but something happened
too hard and it closed. Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, no, god damn it. Pissed me off so much, bro.
Man, that's Sean. Come on, bro. Come on now.
It'll grow back.
Okay, it'll grow back.
We think
One of these days.
One day.
It's like a kid in high school who grew his first beard. It's great.
Feet says Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or Gotham Knights. Pick one. I will
Call of
do
Duty.
MW2.
Yeah.
Gotham Knights, baby. 30 frames per second. Let's go. Getting that authentic Switch experience. Let's get it, baby.
I want to
characters that all feel the same to play as. That's fun.
Yes, Gotham. Living La Vida Loca remix. That's a great song. I'm excited, man.
Let's talk about this Gotham Knights situation because this game, I really wanted this game to be decent.
John, real quick.
Not even great, but just yeah.
Did you see what the developer said about that? Do you have that?
Oh, the person on they were tweeting a lot of stuff.
Okay. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know if you're going to include that in what you're talking about or not. I can send it to you if you want.
Okay, what else? Because I saw they mentioned the Xbox Series S.
Okay, but they mentioned like some other like technical aspects. I wish MVG was.
The tethering of the world and all
global illumination.
I'm a little confused because then they followed up in a tweet that says they haven't worked on Gotham Knights. They're at Rocksteady and they don't know anything about what's going on Gotham Knights.
Well, you know what? It doesn't explain why does Gotham Knights look worse than Batman Arkham Asylum.
Thank you.
Arkham Knight. Why does it look worse than
maybe not Asylum.
generation game
I played Asylum
on new generation hardware? Don't blame the Series S that your game looks like shit.
It's not their game. They work at Rocksteady. Hold on.
So what's the guy even talking about?
I don't know.
Damn you for making this game look bad that I have nothing to do with and haven't worked on. But it's that system's fault. Yeah, I'm sure that's why Gotham Knights is just a disaster it is.
He was responding to a question, somebody asked him like, "Hey, well, why do you think this is the case?" So he says, "Well, they optimized for the lowest end platform first and then move their way up." He talked about but
that's what Batman Arkham Knight looks better on an Xbox One base. Maybe our Xbox One.
Maybe he talked about like the open world and how there's a lot more stuff in the open world that's going on than
take that shit to trial. Buffer, there we are. There we are.
Take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial.
Okay, you're back, Sean. Thank you. Okay.
Okay, you want me to read what this dude says? Because I got the whole thread here.
Yeah, go for it. But if I cut out before 30 FPS, they say it's because it's a large open world, untethered co-op, and it's capped at 30 on consoles because of that. Go ahead, OJ.
He says, I wish gamers understood what 60 frames per second means in terms of all the things they lose to make the game run that fast, especially taking into account that we have a current gen console that's not much better than a last gen one. I wish they understood that 60 frames per second equals 16 milliseconds. I wish they understood that each enemy on the screen takes up a chunk of that time, each VFX spawned, each NPC. You want dynamic time of day. What about global illumination? That's usually 4 or more milliseconds right off the bat. A quarter of your frame budget is gone just on one feature. Shadows, that's usually another MS or 2, depending on how lights or how many lights you allow shadows on. I need MVG. Like before you get to gameplay features like enemy numbers and such, your frame budget is already being eaten into. And I wish gamers understood that things like lighting and illumination are gameplay features. It all adds up. Honestly, congratulations to Gotham Knights team. They're able to achieve what they're able to achieve graphically with this game, and having to put the curse to put quality first. So
go ahead.
It's like a lot of exclusives.
Achieve graphically from this game. It looks worse than Arkham Knight.
Look,
still buying
global
it.
illumination,
Can't stop
man. Global illumination and dynamic time of day. Does Arkham Knight have global illumination and dynamic time of day?
I mean, it
Does it
doesn't
have
look,
Live in La Vida Loca?
it doesn't look better than I could think a PS4 game.
I want
Spider-Man
you-
looks better than that shit.
I need you to answer this question for me. Does it have
It
dynamic
looks
time of
worse
day
than
and
the
global
last
illumination?
Batman game
Stop
on
talking about other
prime
games.
generation on hardware.
Did you answer the question? Will anybody answer my question? Do those have-
Arkham Knight and put them side by side to Gotham Knights. You would think Arkham Knight was the next generation game.
Why won't you answer my question?
You don't understand. There's 4 milliseconds that's added when there's 16 milliseconds. So when you add, that's like 20 milliseconds, but you have to get to 60 frames per second, and those two numbers aren't the same. So that equals a game that doesn't look as good as Arkham
Somebody
Knight.
here
There you
passed
go.
math, trigonometry. Somebody here gets it. Thank you,
This
Jordan.
is, but I still got season school, so.
But I mean,
I failed algebra
Still
2
weird.
twice in high school and college.
See, this is why you don't know what the
Let's
hell you're
go.
talking about. You failed algebra. You said algebra 2?
I know business though.
I know the Pythagorean
Keep your bank
theorem.
account.
Well, you know business, but you failed that.
The trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial. Boom, 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 boom.
I want Nate to answer my question. He still hasn't answered my question. Answer it, Nate. Now.
What's the question?
Or you're wrong.
Does the game look worse than Arkham Knight? Yes.
I know. No, the question. I want the question. Dynamic time of day. Do you want dynamic time of day?
No, I
I want
don't.
the regular time of day.
But
I don't
your
need
day
to be
dynamic in real world.
I don't need to
Is
be
your
walking around
day
at
dynamic?
10 a.m.
Is your day dynamic? Do you wake up and there is a dynamic day? It's sunrise.
But-
you see the day. That's
And
dynamic.
doesn't run at 30 frames a second.
And Spider-Man
Does
is
it?
dynamic time of day, right? Like,
But is there global illumination?
And night.
yeah, there's
PS4.
definitely point illumination in that game, like the specific spotlighting and the car lights and everything. Yeah,
Nice clean
Okay.
60 on the PS5. Yeah.
But does it have dynamic?
it didn't have reflections in the puddles, which pissed people off. So
That's true.
That was a big controversy. I remember
Yeah.
that.
What about shadows? What about
definitely
shadows?
But if
got
they're gonna do
those,
like
yeah.
dynamic lighting, and the game has to have this many compromises for dynamic lighting instead of just baked in, then just go baked.
What, baked lays or what are we talking? What are we talking about here?
Oh, those are so good.
Baked lays are pretty good.
They're really good.
I
30% less, I think, sodium too. I think.
to me, this isn't. I mean, this
then
is
I
an
add back in
action.
with salt and vinegar. Yes.
This is an action game that I would have thought we would have had 60 frames on. I didn't think that was a conversation until now, and that's I think why this blew up so much because everyone's a little confused and caught off guard a week before it comes out.
Who canceled the pre-order and how much did they pay the voice actors? Was it more than?
Hey, I'm getting Gotham Knights. Okay,
I'm boycotting the game now.
somebody has to get it around here. I had to go through Saints Row for the sake of this podcast.
You didn't have to. No one forced you to do that to yourself.
was
I
a
partially
topic.
went through Saints Row. I'm not doing it again.
I
you
gave
talking
Evan a
about, dude?
key. I gave Evan a key for it because I got it and it was for Epic Store. I'll let Evan try it. He played through it.
Saints Row was great. Did you see
Do it.
Dreamcast guy's review? What the hell are you talking about, man?
So I'll go through Gotham Knights as well, but we also have Mario Rabbids. I don't know. Can't play Mario Rabbids. All right, so I'll be doing Gotham Knights too, though. Off and on. You know, I'm checking that out with it. So, but 30, that's disappointing.
No, it's not.
Is anyone else getting this game, or is it just me?
I'm waiting for it to pop up on fucking terminals or some shit.
Yeah, pretty sure it's a
I'll get
co-op
it.
game too, so it's just gonna be
It's
you.
just me. I'll be playing
it's a
quietly.
2-player co-op game.
Oh, that's right. 4-player is coming the following month. I thought this was 4-player, by the way, right out of the gate. I thought
It's not complete.
No, it's 2.
It's the Mario
2-player.
Strikers of Batman.
Oh,
Player thing is
man.
like its own mode, and then
Yeah.
the main game is just 2-player co-op.
That caught me off guard too. I thought we were just all rolling in 4 players. We all just pick different characters and we go.
Hey, here's hoping the Suicide Squad game is doing better
Because
than
there's
this.
4 characters. I
Oh,
thought
no.
we were good.
Did you
right?
learn anything from freaking Mario Strikers Battle League, John? Did you learn anything?
That stuff on
Yeah,
that
that's
stuff
true.
not on Nintendo should
That's
hopefully
true.
be 4-player, but this one
That's
doesn't do
true.
it.
You learned
4
absolutely nothing, and you only have yourself to blame.
I thought we were good, but 30 frames, 2 people.
You see, I'm not even that upset with the 30 frames.
I am.
I just think the game,
just looks terrible.
Yeah, it's always looked bad. Like I've never seen that game and be like, oh wow, this looks very interesting to me.
Yeah,
The
and
30
then when the
frames per second
gameplay
was just the icing on the cake.
then the gameplay comes out and all the combat just lacks oomph. There's no impact to the punches or the kicks, and it just felt, based on the gameplay videos, that the enemies are just sponges. You're just wailing on them, and it takes a long time to really knock them out. It just does not look like a fun game.
I think I'll like that. Sounds like Xenoblade. Let's go.
I'll see OJ's in. All right, good.
Oh, I'm in.
Well, that's a shame. This game has gone from, for me anyway, being interesting when they first showed it to very quickly declining down to what do we even think this thing's going to score Metacritic wise? Drop the because it's coming out. Yeah, drop the prediction.
70s.
78.
70s. Yeah.
78. Okay.
71.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow, Sean thinks it's as good as Scorn.
Lower than Scorn? Yo.
There's no way it's as good as Scorn.
He's already out.
He's
Wow,
out.
he said that and just left.
Drop the
Drop
mic. Is that the
71
drop the
walk.
mic moment?
Oh no.
71. Bam, I'm out. Peace. I'll see you when the game comes out.
Okay. I'm optimistic. I'm going 84.
Whoa.
Mid 80s.
Whoa, if it does mid 80s, I think people will pick it up. People will forget about the 30 frames if it does mid 80s.
Mid 80s. And then Nate will pick it up.
No.
No.
If it's a mid 80s, that means it's a damn good game. If it's mid 80s, that means it's really good. Like that's Kirby, that's a lot of the games earlier this year that got.
But I say something gets a low 80s and it's trash.
No, I said within the franchise.
Yeah.
I say something gets like an
within
81 and it's like, whoa, an 81? You think this game's terrible? It's like, oh, but like an 85, that's really good.
It's a big drop off. You're used, like I said, you're used to
4
91,
points.
92. Now all of a sudden 81. There's something happened, bro.
Eh.
Just saying.
I find this conversation very jejune, you know.
Don't use my words.
Not even Jejune Classic.
Why don't you go find a delicatessen, Nate?
I will go to the local delicatessen on my way to the apothecary because I find this entire podcast to be capricious and jejune.
Thank you.
I love Capri Suns.
This is like Octopath like dialogue. It's like holy.
Nate bought a word a day
OJ
calendar and he's just
just
trying to get
like,
through like the
yes.
next week.
Feel right at home with all this shit.
All right. Let's go over to some of the super chats here.
Okay, this is jejune.
History says, what is everyone's opinion on a Mario COD multiplayer style game with power-ups and perks? Mario has most types of games like sports, strategic, and RPGs, but nothing like a Splatoon or FPS. A Mario FPS. He already has a kind of
the GoldenEye hack. Play it on your N64.
But this being like Call of Duty, where you have all the upgrades and the guitar riffs that play every 5 minutes when you level up.
So abject chaos while shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Cristobal says, last Saturday night was epic. All 3 shows in a row, ending with a nostalgia talk about 90s stuff where dinosaurs still rule and John is a snork. Good times. Thank you.
Someone left a comment on one of my videos right after that. And it was about the snork stuff, and I thought it was so great. That was the best conversation.
It was a good conversation about the snorks.
Ben
What
says,
y'all know about the snorks in this live stream?
No one here knows about the snorks. Yeah. You're all a bunch of snorks.
do you think Nintendo stock will drop because of this being viewed by a lot of people? Not financial advice, just opinion.
No.
I think it'll just drop because the market, but I don't think it'll because of. I mean, you could technically blame it on this if you wanted to when it happens.
Bro, that DoorDash guy was higher than a motherfucking kite. I walked up to his car and he rolled the window down.
Wait, why doesn't he get out and put it on your door or something?
He couldn't find the place. That's who called. He couldn't find my place. And I'm watching him outside and he's like trying to reverse. He ends up pulling up to me. And he rolls down the window, just like this huge cloud.
Then reveals why he couldn't find your place.
I was like, God damn, dude. I was like, be fucking safe, man. You're fucking. He's like, I'll be good, man. I'll be good. All right, get your money.
What'd you get?
I was gonna ask what you got, yeah.
Got scrambled eggs, bacon, 2 pancakes, and a hash brown.
And
Where's this from?
There's a fast food joint.
Oh, okay,
You
very
got
nice.
fast food eggs.
Bro, they're on point. It's not fast
It's
food.
diner
Their
fast
motto
food.
is fresh food fast.
So it's food fast.
This is from Adam, who says, I've replayed God of War to get ready for Ragnarok, and it was dope. Also, do you guys have suggestions on a carrying case for PS5? I travel a lot. Probably an entire suitcase.
Yeah.
It's called a Steam Deck, my boy. That's
a duffel bag and a ton of foam.
Yeah, you need one of those ones that has foam. You're right, the closed cell foam, so it's cut out just right.
Speaker equipment. Sometimes the boxes for audio equipment are huge with that type of cutout foam. You could probably do that hard shell.
And this is from Hellman saying, RGT spitting truth. What has she been doing?
Chilling.
Fernando says, should I cop a Steam Deck now or wait for a V2 with a better battery? Would that even happen? I still think they're a couple years off from revising the Steam Deck. They probably want to sell these. Yeah.
Especially if you have a Nintendo Switch, because it's a perfect complementary system. Almost like someone has a video going up about that tomorrow.
Wow.
Are Steam Decks readily available yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just go buy them now. Yeah.
You just buy it. It shows up.
I should go buy one.
You should.
Cool, I'll do it.
Why aren't you doing it right now?
I'm gonna do it right now.
Yeah, go on there and buy it.
I thought people were still getting through pre-orders.
No, they're through. They're caught up.
Yeah, I think Max ordered his and then got it like a week later, or like less than a week.
Huddy says, why should the rest of Bayonetta 3 team have to suffer because one voice actor wasn't happy with her pay? The irony is this will lead to more sales. We'll see about that. But yeah, this is okay. Banana says, DCG grifting hard, bro.
I thought he was talking about me being the grifter. I was like, you goddamn right I am.
Jay Cannon says, what if Jennifer Hale is getting 4K plus residuals, where Helena Taylor wouldn't have been getting residuals?
I mean, negotiate your contract.
D. Jones says, we know Nintendo doesn't like controversies with IPs they associate with. Do you think this will hurt the current relationship with Platinum Games? I don't think so.
It all depends on what the full story actually is.
I almost wonder if just Bayonetta 3 in general could have strained the relationship between them. We don't know what happened in the background, but 5 years.
True.
For this
Yeah,
game
we don't
is
know
like,
the development.
God damn it! Sorry.
Drop your egg.
Yes.
It's because of the lack of a mustache. I'm just telling you that right now.
Did the whole egg fall on the floor?
No, I caught it.
Okay. Good. Yes, we'll see what, but I figured we don't know a lot about the development, but that I think would have more of a chance to strain a relationship with Nintendo and Platinum than the voice actors that counts on there. This is Dark Type saying Bayonetta 3 about to be the first game to sell 1 Bayonetta copies. Thank you. One video game says, I wish us as a community could talk about issues like voice actor pay without being called fathead when you're trying to relay both sides in a neutral fashion. Happened to a friend.
Does he have a fat head though? I mean,
there's definitely. I mean, you guys know how it is with gamers, man. Like,
especially online, bro.
It's not just gamers. It's everything. Voice acting everywhere. Movies, all of it.
Sports fans, I think, are even worse than gaming fans at times. Like sports can get absolutely insane because they don't take themselves seriously in the first place. And on top of that, it's like actual real life people going out there performing like that you see, you know, that you can like go get an autograph from and stuff like that are like rich as hell. So it even makes it even worse.
Phone says Beetle Adventure Racing better than Bayonetta 3. I don't know what Nintendo has to do, what kind of check they have to write. Get that game on NSO. Beetle Adventure Racing was awesome back in the day.
Yeah, but how does it hold up?
I played it last. I think I played it a couple months ago. It was still fun.
You did not play Beetle Adventure Racing a couple months ago.
He probably did.
Because I did N64 stuff. Remember the HDMI videos I've done and all of that? That's one of the games that I think I showed in the video too that I played. Still a good game. Still fun. Could use that frame rate.
Breaking news. The Mariners lost in 18 innings.
Oh, damn it.
They basically just played 2 full baseball games.
Yes.
That's weird.
They lost 1-0.
That sounds like the worst game of all time.
Which inning did everyone walk out on? Because holy shit.
That means they didn't score 1 run in 18 innings.
Well, I mean, the game started at 4 o'clock or like 4:30.
Oh my gosh.
They're in Seattle, so it's been a 9-hour game. Or what, 7-hour game at this point?
That's
People wonder why
okay.
baseball sucks. There you go.
It was 2 games. It's not supposed to take 18 innings.
Ben says, if they replace the voice actor for Mario in Mario games, how would you guys feel? I'm gonna be real. I don't think anyone would really notice that much.
I mean, it could be Sean. It'd probably be. I don't think people would.
What happened now?
Sean, can you hit us with a Mario line?
Yeah.
What would you do? There it is.
Bam. So
Ask
not
for the residuals, okay?
Bro,
Get serious with your contract.
Hey, would you take 4K? If
Fuck
they
no. Fuck no. How long do I got to work for?
Yeah,
How many hours?
would you take 4K for 6
that one line.
lines? 6 lines total.
For 4K?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth my time.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Manada Mario says this. I think this controversy will affect reviews of Bayonetta 3 too. I don't think it'll affect reviews.
It might Polygon and Kotaku.
Yeah.
Because they reviewed a game once and they thought the game was good, but there was like some controversy around it, so they gave it a bad score. I can't remember what game it was.
No,
Wow.
Bayonetta 2. It was, I don't know if it was Kotaku or Polygon. It seems one of those two, but they said, oh, it's great, but we don't like how sexualized Bayonetta is. So they were down on the game because Bayonetta was particularly the scene where
it's honest. I don't know. It seems weird.
Yeah, that was Polygon with Bayonetta 2. They said the character was too sexual.
too sexual. Yeah.
What? All right.
Yeah, they didn't like the scene where
game?
she like landed near the squirrel.
Yeah, the
and
squirrel,
she was
that-
spread open. They thought that was too much for the game. It was
What's
kind
the
of like
game rated?
Who was it? Did a man,
It's rated mature.
Okay.
yeah.
did a man
took
write that
offense.
review? He better. That fucking mansplaining son of a bitch. We're gonna find this. Who was it? Polygon?
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh. Sounds like some after show stuff.
Tomorrow's video.
M says, would you rather have Bloodborne remastered on PS5 or have it get ported to PC? Ooh, I feel like I'd rather have it get ported to PC only because they're going to do all kinds of mods.
We'll
and
fix the
crazy
frame
stuff
rate
to
for
it.
you. It'll be fine.
60 frames per second.
I'll take the
60
PS.
minimum.
The PS5.
Minimum.
I'll take the PS5 version, please.
There you
Oh
go.
my god, it was a man.
Scott,
Was it Arthur?
Write the script.
Yes.
Okay.
Scott
mean-
says, I went to a panel with Helena Taylor and she refused to answer any questions about Bayonetta. The only thing she would talk about was a theater production she was in. I'm buying 2 copies now. There you go. What were you trying to say, OJ? Go ahead.
What was I trying to say? Oh yeah, people went all nuts on Xeno 2 for like Pyra's boobs being big too. So sometimes people do get crazy about that type
Remember
of stuff.
with Tokyo Mirage Sessions where people got mad about vagina bones?
Yeah, they removed the vagina bone. So people get crazy about stuff about all the time when it comes to this or
Okay.
that. I don't know.
I'm going to Google vagina bones real quick.
That's
It
what,
became
yeah,
a
it was one of the
meme where
greatest
people were
like
like-
cell phones ever.
Yeah, where
on
people are like,
Twitter.
where are the vagina bones? And people are like, what did you just say?
Yeah,
you really type the words vagina bones.
Maybe they're
Then again, Sean
It's an
compared
important
that
question.
to the Predator and his staircase last week.
Okay, that's after show talk. We'll get there. Burn says, hope you guys are doing good tonight. Currently playing Final Fantasy VII for the first time. My first Final Fantasy after beating RE1 Remake. My first RE game. Wow. It's a good journey to go on with Final Fantasy. A lot there.
Oh, it's a great journey to go on. Hell yeah. Final Fantasy VII rocks, man.
J2 Blue says it wouldn't be a Nintendo Switch game without controversy. That's true. It's either a Nintendo Switch game or a Naughty Dog game.
Yeah.
Go pick one.
A major PS5 release. Like a major PS5 release. Or like, every major PS5 release usually has some type of
Yeah, because God of War has the DLC thing attached to it.
Yeah, there's that. And Last of Us.
Yep.
And
Yep.
what else did they have? The Gran Turismo with Sean's favorite game.
fuck that game.
Hey, Forza's coming up. Hey, Sean, how's that wheel treating you?
I haven't
Are
used
we
it
all good?
really.
No, but
I
like,
haven't used
that's
them
the Logitech. Is that the G?
No. I got the
Oh,
Thrustmaster T150.
I saw the Logitech in Best Buy when I was there, and I was like, "This looks pretty." And they had one set up. This looks nice, but I don't.
They're super good.
I don't know the setup for that. I have
What
to
were you
figure it
getting
out.
at Best Buy? Best Buy's always my Best Buy's always super nice and clean. What did you get there? Or what were you looking
I was looking for the No More Heroes on PS5 there because I have gift cards to Best Buy. I was like, I'll go see if they have it. They didn't have it, so there you go.
It's good on PS5, man. It's definitely like a lot better. I mean, it still doesn't fix some of the design issues, but the frame rate is.
I just wanted to pick it up for. I'd like to see the series continue, so I was like, I'll get another one. And hey, it's cool on the PS5. Why not? I'll grab it
it's
on that.
good.
I already have on the Switch. Get on the PS5 as well. Demolition Man says, wonder if this will cause a chain reaction where Nintendo ends up acquiring Platinum.
Why would you buy a dying corpse?
I don't know why they would. They just contract out to Platinum. I don't know why they would buy them because Platinum doesn't own anything. So I don't really know why they would be that interested in them. Colson says Rex Switch game this month, Nier or No Man's Sky? Oh, recommend one. Nier or No Man's Sky? I'm gonna say Nier.
Nier, I'd say that, but apparently the No Man's Sky port is really good. I mean, there's some reviews up. It's got an 87. So apparently the port is solid for that game too.
All right, let's talk about the PlayStation Plus thing to finish up. This is the PlayStation Plus games for October because I said I would come back to it. We have a video coming up tomorrow on the channel here, a little bit more in depth about this with special guests.
Who did you hire? You got some new people.
No, it was me, Nate, and Mystic Ryan.
Wow,
we had a good talk about this.
Guess my invite got lost in the mail.
Nate, tell him what happened last night. What did we say about Sean?
Oh, was it last night?
What was he busy doing?
Oh yeah, you were watching a preseason Knicks game.
God damn right I was. It was a great game.
He was tweeting about it, and he was not showing up.
I would have told you to piss off. Yeah,
he did. We said let's play Halo, and you're like, piss off. I was like,
I'll jump on Halo. Nate's on Halo. I'm like, oh, you want to record a video real quick? I think Ryan wants to jump on.
Anyway, we almost played Grounded because of you, Sean.
Ew.
Ryan was interested in it. I was like, you know what? He'll play. No one's ever wanted to play Grounded with me before. And then Ryan mentioned it, so we could play it. Okay, so we do have some PlayStation Plus extra and premium games for the month of October. It's a lot of Assassin's Creed games. So it's Remaster Syndicate, China, India, Russia. And then Dragon Quest 9S, Builders 2, Heroes 2, Naruto to Boruto, Inside at the medium. And then the premium is just Yakuza remastered games, 3, 4, and 5, Ultra Street Fighter 4, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, which is PS3 streaming game, Limbo, Everyday Shooter.
No PS2, no PSP, no PS1, which is the only reason why people got that damn game.
Exactly. I am a little confused about all of this right now with Sony.
It's bullshit.
I don't know what's happening right now. And in fact, they leaked Ridge Racer 2 in a video, and then they pulled it down. So they've leaked Dino Crisis in marketing, and now Ridge Racer 2 in a trailer. I don't know if those are coming at some point, but they have not really gotten into the PSP, PS1, and PS2 section as I was hoping they would. And I'm not really sure why.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Jim Ryan doesn't like old games, so I don't know why it's a big surprise.
You think it's Jim Ryan? Okay, his eyes got to get bigger in the next thumbnail. Okay. Jim, it is funny because he still has that attached to him, even though he tried to backtrack on it a bit in an interview and like explain it away. I don't know. I just don't think he likes the retro stuff. I don't think he really finds any value in it. So here we are with a bunch of Yakuza games and a Ridge Racer 2 that got leaked. I mean, Ridge Racer 2 is cool, but come on, there's so many better games that they could just grab from the PS2 or like. We still haven't seen. Nate, you brought this up. We still haven't seen a new PS2 game. Anything we've had added are remasters that were already there.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't seen any true native PS2 emulation. Everything we've seen have been those PS4, PS2 ports, we'll call them for lack of a better word, that appeared on PlayStation Now. And that just makes you wonder what's happening on that front. Is the emulation work that's required a little too much for them and it's slowing the process down? And we don't have answers to that right now. And that's where they have to start to produce on the PS2 front as well as the PSP. And as we talked with Ryan in the episode that will air tomorrow, there is just a massive amount of PSP games that remain untapped.
We named a bunch of them.
Yeah, we listed off probably a good dozen games from Sony's own studios. We're not even talking about third-party studios, but just Sony's own first-party efforts that have not come to the service in any form. And that also went for the PS2, where there is a large amount of games from Sony's own partners that have yet to be released on the service. And it's a baffling situation across the board.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm hoping next month is better, but do we expect it at this point? I don't know. I don't think so. So here's hoping. What game you want to see dropped on there, Sean? What's the game? What's your game?
Dino Crisis, some
That's the
Metal
one?
Gear, something Parasite Eve. Jesus Christ, there's so many PS1 and PS2 games.
Yeah, there really are. That's I don't know. It's very strange. Very strange.
That would look great, with the little up-res, whatever they do with the emulator and stuff. I don't get it, man. It's just lazy.
Yeah, I've like someone in the chats even mentioned like the original God of War from the PS2, God of War 2 from the PS2. Drop those in there. Also, the streaming game they added, which was Castlevania, that was already there before. They took streaming games away with PlayStation now, and it seems like their strategy is just slowly add them back in. So that's fun. All right. Extra tier still the one to go with. I would, if you're gonna do it, you get a PS5 for the first time. Go with extra. There's a bunch of PS5 games in there and some third-party stuff, and get a bunch of games to check out right away. Let's Evan, we have any Discord questions left?
No, we're all good.
We're good. All right, cool. We still have some super chat. I have to check the Streamlabs as well. This is from J2 Blue saying, shout out to Jordan for the Spectrobes video.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
This is from Sandstorm saying, OJ, ask if it's a multiplat. What's the budget? Time, money means a lot. I think it's for the Gotham Knights stuff. Corey said, did anyone buy the Skyrim update? I like it on Switch so far. I did not buy it.
Hell no. To the no.
Austin says, loved all the Ben 10 videos, Jordan. Was their first episode to last episode of it. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is from Reese saying, how much more do you think Nintendo is worth than Activision Blizzard?
$20.
I have no. Nintendo's hard.
$4,000 more.
It's hard to put a price on Nintendo with their intellectual properties. It really is. I'm not sure what figure they would even ask for. Dave says, working right now, but I have a question for the Spawncast. Have you ever heard of this up and coming game called Halo Infinite? I know it's relatively unknown, but if you have, please let the developers at 343 know about it. Thank you, Dave. 21 says, in case the voice actor is lying, could Nintendo or Platinum start legal action? I don't know the U.S. laws in this type of topics. Greetings from Peru.
Yes, but I don't know if it would be worth it.
That's not beneficial for them to go after.
They'd probably, I doubt they would take her to court. They could just simply do a public statement that dismisses her claims, and then it would stop there. And as was mentioned, if they do something along those lines and the information she has put forth is inaccurate, she tanked her career.
Oh, and he says, do you think that dog from the Stadia commercial will find Stadia before the server shut down? Vito says, what are your thoughts on NVIDIA scrapping the 4080 12 gigabyte? I think it's a great idea, just in time to announce the 4070 12 gigabyte. That's odd. They unannounced a card.
It happens,
unlaunched
happens to have weirdly similar specs.
Yeah, they're gonna show up with a 4070. I was like, hold on a minute. It's that's so weird. I'll probably talk about it on Monday or something. That's such a strange situation. That NVIDIA is just weird. I hope AMD shows up and slaps them around a bit so they can get back on track. Ben says it's called an NVIDIA Shield. Thank you, Ben. Chinese Meal says, what are the chances that my personal pan pizza coupon will be expired by the time I get my copy of Shredder's Revenge from Limited Run?
It'll be canceled for sure.
Wait, so Limited Run hasn't said when they're shipping their copies yet. I got my copy from Target on Thursday.
Yeah,
Did you really?
They were.
Yeah, I have it right now.
They originally said it was late August that it was supposed to come out, and now we're in fucking October.
But the Target copy, all the main distribution of the game is still linked to Limited Run. But
Correct.
if you ordered through Limited Run, you have not gotten your copy yet?
Correct.
Dude.
They really need to work on their shipping.
Why? This is funny.
You know why it's called Limited Run? Because they always walk to deliver your products.
Oh, man. This
Thank
is
you.
from
Thank you.
Bad Gamer says, hey, Jordan, I watched your video recently about Spectrobes. It was great. It was a great video. And I still wish we could get another one. Not like that will happen.
Hey, appreciate it. And yeah, I agree.
We have the African Triforce says, while we're boycotting Bayonetta, let's boycott every tech company that uses slave labor overseas. Oh, that's right. We choose our battles. That's what Sean was just saying.
And then the people say, "Oh, that's whataboutism." Is it, or is it being consistent?
No,
Just saying.
I've been to Africa, bro, man. Labor is like.
Did you feel the rains down in Africa?
Or did you miss them?
It is.
Is that the word?
I don't know, man. Things just aren't. People don't get paid much for their labor, man. It sucks too. Like, but yeah, if you have a phone, most phones made in places that are bad, for in terms of like how much they pay their people.
You don't have phones?
This phone has Diablo installed on it.
Lewis says the initial trailer for Gotham Knights was so good. There's a huge difference between what they showed then and what we've been getting now. Well, it definitely looked promising when they first showed it, and it has gotten. I thought so. It could be fun. It was like the idea of an online co-op Batman style game. I mean, it's looked progressively worse every time they've shown it, which is unfortunate. And this is a good. Oh, Sean did just play through. History says who's sexier, Bayonetta or B2?
Bayonetta,
because B2's a freaking
robot, bro.
Robot.
An android.
There you go.
And yeah, she's no like Bayonetta.
Everything. Oh, I got to check Streamlabs as well. I will do that. Let me go around here. We have Sean's after show that's gonna be starting up here soon, as we're getting right up against the top of the hour now. But let me go over to Nate the Hate. Nate, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on YouTube at Nate the Hate and on Twitter at Nate the Hate, followed by the number 2. Have an episode coming up in the coming week, one that MVG and I have been anticipating for some time now. Very excited to record this episode when MVG gets back from his hiatus. So something to look forward to next week for sure.
This is from Skitbit Production, who says Bayo 3 today sold even better on Amazon's new releases in all major regions. It's in the top 10 now. This boycott seems to be selling more than losing copies. I have seen many people say they bought it today because they hate Twitter.
I like that logic.
I'm telling you, it's gonna do better now. About people saying that it's not. I'm telling you, it is, man. How that, like, remember Pokemon Sword and Shield boycott?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
well.
The Webster dictionary says, please, Sean, the word you're looking for is associate, not assimilate.
I mean, it could be both.
Same diff.
Mike,
Same,
Mike,
but different.
Mike says, just met MVG at the Retro Convention in Portland. Super cool dude. By the way, Dreamcast guy still has to go get that Virtual Boy. That'd be a good video. He should do that. And he says, as I was standing in line at the cashier today, couldn't help but notice the man standing in front of me. I took a closer look, and it was none other than Hideki Kamiya. He was about to pay, but when he heard the total was over 4,000, he disappeared. John says, with each wave of the Mario Kart DLC looking better, showing that devs have been listening to the fans, do you think there's a possibility they'll go back and update the graphics of Waves 1 and 2 to look as good as Wave 3 onward?
Stop working on this damn game.
Move on.
Stop working on this fudging game. No, move on. Release this stupid DLC. I'm sorry, I'm blowing up here.
I'm ready for a new Mario. I think everyone's ready for. I think I'm ready for a new Mario Kart.
Tired
for more DLC. Let's go.
Mario Kart 8. No. Sorry, John. Sorry to.
I'm ready. I'm ready for a new Mario Kart game. But OJ, where can everyone find you?
They can find me not playing Mario Kart 8. Goodness gracious. Okay, you can find me right here on YouTube, Player Essence. I got a cool video. I think we'll be ready for tomorrow. If not, it'll be up Monday. But I released a top 10 RPGs, Nintendo RPGs, like all time. So check out that video. Also did my reaction to the whole voice acting stuff. And yeah, getting close to 100K. So thank you guys for your support.
There we
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Nice. Let's go over to Jordan. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me over on my channels, either Jordan Fringe or Jordan Fringe Gaming. Content every week on both channels. I appreciate the support on the videos. I have a fun video on the gaming channel about a Wii game and the series surrounding this game coming out on Wednesday. So look forward to that. Thanks for having me, John.
And let me go to Evan.
You can find me on Twitter at Kimmerix Project. If I'm doing anything, doing any streams, working on stuff, I'll usually post it there. We're still painting on stream, and every now and then I'm starting to work on the 300 shirt. It's weird. I don't know if people will like it, but fuck it, I'm doing it. So whatever.
What kind of shirt? What kind of shirt? 300 shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool. All right. Yeah.
It's gonna be 300 themed, right? Like
Yeah,
the
it's
movie.
like Scorn
like,
themed.
no, I'm not. No, that's if that movie came out like within the last 3 years, yeah, sure. But like, you guys are literally asking me or bringing
I
up.
want a Thermopylae themed shirt, Evan.
Oh,
I'll give you a body pillow of it, and you can enjoy that.
I thought it'd be easier to
People
make a
have
shirt like that.
requested
No,
it.
I'd rather it be
What you've done
something. I'd rather it
before.
be some. Well, that's the thing. I kept tackling in my head whether or not I wanted the shirt to be more or less detailed than the prior ones, and
A bit more of a simple design, kind of this
a
time.
little, but it's still intricate in its own way.
Okay.
This,
Okay,
This
cool.
cityscape is taking me days
Oh,
to
you
draw.
almost died the last
Cityscape.
time. Like the last shirt you were working on that shirt. It seemed like you almost died on the job, man.
The cityscape.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
Okay.
gonna be-
Okay.
it's
I'm
gonna be a
interested.
weird design. It's fucking
12
interesting.
weeks, Evan. 12 weeks.
I hope.
Oh, it's gonna be. Wait, it's gonna be cyberpunk themed.
No.
Cityscape.
No.
Interesting. Okay. Let's go to Sean. Close us out. Let them know where we can go now.
You find me and some of us like to dip out on the after show of the YouTubes on RGT Live.
Wow, what a sales
You got
pitch.
it. You got
I'm
it.
trying to.
Where Sean and Jordan Fringe will be belting out the Denver, the Last Dinosaur theme song.
Yes.
Maybe.
And we'll continue our deep dive into the wonderful world of Snorks.
Okay, thank you. Thanks everyone for joining us on this podcast. Thanks everyone who donated and stopped by and commented and all of that. We will be back next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, hold on. Francis says new Mario Kart will be a sequel to Double Dash called Triple Trundle. So there you go.
Take that
Yes.
shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to
Boycott for yourself. Tweet for authority.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
trial.
If you find yourself in fog,
Trial, bitch.
just run.
Boycott for